Welcome to Chamber Chats, a weekly series by the West Monroe West Washita Chamber of Commerce highlighting our valued members. As always, find out more about the Chamber and our members online at westmonroechamber.org. And now, this week's episode of West Monroe West Washita Chamber Chats.
Hello everyone, welcome to today's episode of Chamber Chats, where we highlight different chamber members and board members, filmed right here at Louisiana Delta Community College. And today we have with us Mr. Del Boudreaux with Gait Buddy. So Mr. Del, can you tell us a little bit about Gait Buddy?
Sure. It's a device that optimizes gait training for the safety of patients and for the staff. And it's a unique little device that was it was actually invented and designed by a physical therapist.
Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And you have patents on these products?
Yes, ma'am. So I have 3 patents on this product.
Wow.
I have a patent for utility, a patent for design, and I actually have a patent for future developments.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
So you and the physical therapist, what was the mission behind this? What was the reason for, I know to make, obviously, people's lives easier with that, but tell us a little more.
That's a great question because I actually bought this company from a physical therapist.
Okay.
So I was recently retired, and of course, you know, there's no such thing. So yeah. I'm always looking for something to do.
Yeah.
And really, you know, I've been in oil and gas in my whole life. My brother has too. He's partial owner of this company.
Okay.
And we've been in oil and gas in our whole life, and I'm like, you know, I really want to do something that actually helps people.
Makes an impact.
It makes an impact, and you know, something, a little legacy I could leave for my kids.
Of course.
So I started looking and started reviewing these businesses and came across this device. And for me, being an engineering background, when you find a solution to something, one specific problem, to me, that's a no-brainer.
Absolutely.
And so what this device was designed for, to answer your question, was to help physical therapists when they do gait training. If there's one therapist there, she has to hold the patient and the wheelchair, and it puts a bind on her back. And or their back, I should say. But really, when she was talking to me about this, you realize that physical therapists and anybody in the medical field, all they care about is the patient. I mean, like 100%.
Yes.
And for her, it was better communication with the patient and better safety for the patient, because she could put 2 hands on the patient, even though there's one therapist there.
Yeah.
And
Game changer.
It's a game changer. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, that's something that really, you know, I sunk my teeth into. Of course, me being an engineer, I went in there and did about $1 million worth of research.
Absolutely.
And but got to really talk to her a lot and other physical therapists in this process.
Yeah.
And really just started understanding their world, because one thing people forget about physical therapists and physical therapy, it's physical on the therapist.
Yeah.
Like they
Truthfully.
physically, so they got really 2 main concerns. One is paying their student loans off, like everybody else. But the second one is, how long can they last in this industry?
Yes.
And the average age for physical therapists when they leave is 42 years old. That's young.
Wow, and retirement age is 60, 65?
Well,
50?
I like to retire whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I think in my idea of retirement age is about 65, so I don't think I'll quit after that either. I think I'll keep going.
Like I retired when I was 60. I wouldn't wait until 65.
Yeah. So you brought a product with this?
Yes, ma'am. This is the product right here. And it's called Gait Buddy. And what it does is it physically attaches to the wheelchair, and it physically attaches to the walker. And so when the patient is walking with the walker and they doing ambulation training, the physical therapist can have 2 hands on the patient, give clear instructions, and see what the patient's doing not having to worry about the wheelchair. Not having to drag
Worry
that
about
wheelchair.
if it rolls off or anything like that.
Yeah, because, I mean, look, you look at what's going on today, and I don't care what business you're in, everybody's short-handed. And in the medical community, they're very short-handed.
Absolutely.
So when it comes to gait training, they usually have two people. They have a physical therapist and a physical therapist aide, one that pushes the wheelchair and the physical therapist on the patient. But you can do gait training safely with one physical therapist and maximize your productivity in the meantime. And so this little device, of the people that use it, we actually use it right here at Union Parish.
I was about to ask, where locally, what centers have this locally?
So right now at Union Parish, I know they use this a lot. And look, they actually use it not just with gait training, they use it like with cancer patients that are going through chemotherapy that have a hard time walking or anything like that. They attach this to it, and so that patient doesn't have to worry about falling down. They can fall back in the wheelchair. And so they use it for that, and at Delhi we use it over here locally. But we are in like 28 states. We're in like 3 countries.
Wow.
And it's just getting bigger and better
Yes.
when it comes to that, because I call it the Cajun solution because it's real simple. But, you know, it really is.
Yeah, it is simple.
And if you look at this device, you go, man, I could have thought of that, but it took a physical therapist understanding the problem. And really, she took like 3 years to develop this through prototypes, through all of this design effort. She brought in an engineer, and like I said, there's 3 patents on this device, and it's FDA registered. So that's what the device is used for. It's a simple device, but man, it helps physical therapists when they're doing gait training.
Yeah. Well, what brings you joy out of this business and this product?
So 2 things. Number 1, helping the physical therapist. I mean, really, there's things I didn't know about physical therapy when I started this venture. And then the more I dug into it and the more I see, we don't recognize them enough for what they do.
I think so too.
You know, and it's a way to bring light to it, and it's a way to help them in their longevity for their craft and what they do. The second thing is the patient. I mean, the patient gets accurate care. And the other thing about this device right here, it takes less than 10 seconds to put on.
Accurate care and safe care.
And safe care. And so it takes less than 10 seconds to put this on. So when they start gait training, they don't have to hook up harnesses or anything like that. And they can go a long ways walking. They don't have to just go like 15 feet, turn around and come back.
Yeah.
Right? So they can go like the length of a hallway or wherever. We use this outside with patients. Home health care uses this. We got this lady in Australia that she's in home health care, and she loves this thing.
So how can one purchase? Can individuals and businesses can purchase?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've sold to hospitals, and we've used purchase orders to do that. What they do is they just call me and mail me a PO, and we process it in Gait Buddy system. The other thing is it's on the internet at gaitbuddy.com.
Perfect.
You can go on there and you can purchase as many as you want, and it'll get shipped in less than 48 hours.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing.
The other thing that was real interesting about this device is all the molds and everything that goes with this is all intact, and we can produce up to 10,000 in like 6 weeks.
Wow. Now, does Gait Buddy see a future in other products or services?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the things that we wanted to do to help the physical therapist, because they got to record all this data, like how many steps, how far they walked and all that. So we want to make that real electronic for them, like with an app, so that you just hook this thing onto the wheelchair and the walker, and it automatically records it for them.
Okay.
So, that's the next step
That
in
would
Gait
be
Buddy.
a great advancement.
Yeah, I mean, and I got that from the physical therapist that used this, man, because I asked them, like, hey, what's some changes we can make to this? Actually, that's what the third patent is that.
Wow, is that
So,
amazing?
It's really, it's been quite a ride with Gait Buddy.
Yeah.
And I've loved every minute of it. And what I really love about it is me and my brother get to do this together.
Together.
So we have an office up here in North Louisiana, and then we have one in South Louisiana.
Okay. And it's a family affair.
It's a family affair.
I
Everybody's
love it.
involved.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Dell. I really appreciate what you're doing and all the help that you're doing, for these physical therapists, whether it be locally in 28 states, in those 3 countries. Like, you're seriously making a difference. You and the physical therapist who designed that.
Thank you, Ms. Ashley. I really appreciate the Chamber of Commerce for doing this. And really, y'all support in the last 2 years that I've been associated with y'all, because y'all have a lot of activities for people and businesses around here. And all you got to do is plug in.
Absolutely. Yep. That's what I say too. If you invest in your community's going to invest into you.
That's absolutely true.
So,
thank you, Ms. Ashley.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dell. Thank you guys for watching today's episode of Chamber Chats. Please stay tuned as we highlight more members of the Chamber and board members filmed right here at Louisiana Delta Community College.